Hey everyone, this is Tara. Last time I talked about why I embarked on the path of awakening. Today I want to share what I actually saw and experienced on the day of my awakening. In the week leading up to my awakening, I decided to follow the advice of an enlightened teacher from a book and began practicing letting go of control over time and how things should unfold. It was amazing, even when I overslept and was almost late. As long as I strongly believed, it seemed like the travel time would shorten. A commute that normally took 40 minutes would only take 15 minutes if I was running late, and I'd arrive at work on time. At that point, I stopped paying attention to anything related to time and just let things unfold naturally. During that final week, I began to notice a shift in my perspective. But during that period, I started to realize that my perspective was no longer coming from my eyes. Instead, it felt as though I was viewing the entire world from a 360-degree angle, as if I were observing from the top of this character's head.
This is a video illustrating the perspective I had at the time. I felt like an observer, quietly watching the story of this body and the world unfold.
I realized that I am neither this body nor this mind because my perspective had already expanded beyond this body. It felt like I was viewing the entire world from a point above my head, so my consciousness and my body were no longer in the same space. During that week at work, I noticed that my body could function perfectly well on its own, without me needing to give it any instructions or even think about how to respond to clients. I didn't need to figure out how to handle any life situations. My body just operated automatically. I was simply observing this body as a spiritual being. And so, the day before my final awakening, I was about to leave home when I told my dog and cat, "Big sister, don't bully little sister." Suddenly, I froze for a moment and started thinking, why do we have symbolic titles in every relationship? Sister, brother, father, mother. It seems like there's some unspoken rule in this world. But who made this rule? Who? I went deep into this thought. After the past few days, I was certain that I wasn't this body. So I began asking myself, who thinks that identities exist in this world? My mind answered, it's me. But then what am I? So who am I? What am I? My mind started to go completely blank. I was shocked to realize that my mind couldn't answer this question at all. So who am I? I kept pondering this for 2-3 days. Then, while working, I suddenly found this world to be very unfamiliar to me. Everything in front of me seemed unrecognizable, so foreign that I felt scared and started shaking with fear. I hid in the bathroom. My mind kept repeating, "You are Tara." I continued asking, "Can that really represent me?" My mind went quiet again. As I continued to go beyond every answer my mind gave me, my mind suddenly went completely blank. Then I saw the world I believed in begin to twist and collapse.
I looked at the bathroom walls and floor with my own eyes. They began to twist and distort, gradually breaking down into countless tiny particles, what you could call energy. I suddenly realized that the world was never truly solid. It was just my mind deceiving me.
Everything I had believed in was nothing more than images and energy. My mind was interpreting and compressing this energy into the world of images we see every day. I felt like I was going insane in that bathroom. I'm not even a real thing. Everything was just a fictional identity created by my mind. I felt completely disconnected from the world. Everything seemed strange and unreal to me. I felt like a spirit just residing in this physical body, observing everything. Later, after I got home and woke up from a nap, I suddenly realized I couldn't tell the difference between myself and the world. When I looked at things like a plastic bottle, tissues, the floor, and the walls, they felt like extensions of myself. They were no longer just material objects. They were alive and felt like part of my identity. The whole world seemed to be inside my consciousness, a part of me. I was merging with everything, and it all felt like it was inside me.
I feel like everything exists within my body. They are extensions of my inner world, extensions of my identity. All of these things represent the whole of who I am.
I couldn't even distinguish between those objects and myself. They all felt like they could represent me. In that moment, I was deeply moved, overwhelmed by a profound sense of connection. There was no more separation between me and everything else. The real me was connected to the entire world, completely one with everything. We are all part of the same whole. But at the time, I didn't know this was called awakening because on the path to truth, you're always walking alone. This state lasted for about 3 months. During that time, I continued using the Hua-Tu method to go deeper into my consciousness. One day, as I looked at the world in front of me, I suddenly noticed that everyone I saw looked exactly like me.
I saw everyone around me transform into versions of myself. In that moment, I realized the world has always been one unified whole. We're all just playing different roles in this game.
Like the image of myself on a screen. No matter who I talked to or what I did, I knew they were all me. It felt insane. I realized that everyone shares the same divine essence, that we're all fragments of the same divine being playing this game together on Earth. I could feel everyone's thoughts and emotions because they were all me. For almost a year I didn't speak much because it all seemed so meaningless. Everyone was me and the script had already been written. During that time, I could even predict every conversation and scene that was about to unfold. Later, I started seeing two lines connected to everyone. One was green and attached to our backs, linking us to others. This green line represented the people we encounter in our daily lives who are here to help our souls grow and learn. Every person comes to Earth with a mission they want to experience, and whether they treat us well or badly, it's all to help us awaken and realize our purpose.
I could clearly see a green line behind each person, symbolizing that we would have real-life interactions with them. They are our soul growth companions. For a while, when I looked at people, they no longer appeared as just physical bodies. Instead, they were made of golden energy.
These people play the roles of good or bad to push us out of the comfort zone created by our minds. Our deepest consciousness, or what some call the higher self, doesn't see this as harm because it's all arranged by the divine or higher self. The other line was golden and connected to the top of our heads. Every human on Earth had this golden line, connecting us all together. Right now the world has 8.1 billion people, and this line connects us to what I call the universal database.
The line above our heads helps us download information from the universe's database about life on Earth, and it also uploads all the data from our experiences. If you ask me what it's for, I'd say it's probably to create the next virtual game.
Earth is just one folder in this database. Inside this folder, all of humanity shares the same set of information, which our minds download, interpret, and split into what we call individual information. This makes us believe the world is divided, that there's a separate me with an independent identity split into matter and you, me, and them. But in truth, the information has always been unified. We are all the same divine essence, the same spiritual being. Later, I entered a deeper level of the universal database, an experience that took me even further. What I want to share with everyone is that the truth of the world is that our spiritual worlds are completely interconnected. Every role in our lives is orchestrated by the same divine essence. Our life paths are both predestined and intertwined with destiny. We encounter thousands of different paths, and each choice and frequency opens up a different route. Some paths are tough, while others are smooth and easy. After going through these awakenings, I've become fully united with the world, and I've never returned to my previous state. Now, the way I see the world is like how you see me on your phone screen. Everything is flat. But at any time, I can zoom in and directly experience the world. In this state, I've truly gained freedom. I can choose what I want to experience without being controlled by my mind or external circumstances. I love everyone because they are all part of this Earth life game, here to share this experience with me. This is just a part of my awakening experiences. There are many more stories about how I've transcended different times and spaces and how I've accessed that one universal cloud database in the cosmos. In the future, I'll share more when I have the chance. For now, I'll leave it here. Awakening is a unique process for everyone. No two people will have the exact same awakening experience. The essence of awakening is understanding that the world is one. We are all the same spiritual being. There is no separation between us. Even though we seem to have individual identities in this world, spiritually, we walk together, grow together, and help each other evolve. I'm happy to share this with you. Take care.